Styling with Accessories 101.
It's all about helping to evoke an emotional response.
Take you to an install in Red Hill. Fella's hanging some art.
Always upskilling.
And look at these views. Don't put too much weight on that. This is Foxy TV, episode 60. Let's figure it out.
Pulling it down. 3 in a car, 1 in a truck.
Valuable and adding value for your clients.
Welcome back to another episode of Foxy TV. As I mentioned in the preview, we will be covering the topic of accessories in depth. But first, let's go to Tuesday morning where we headed to an install in Red Hill. Here in Red Hill this morning, Tuesday morning. How are you, Phoebe?
I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, excellent. What are we doing here today?
This is our part install of a new build here in Ashgrove, launching.
Ashgrove? Or in Red Hill?
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, Red Hill. And the building next door too. Looks good. Find a building next door.
Fella's hanging some art.
Always upskilling.
Yeah, you guys are really always upskilling.
Intern stylists.
So Phoebes, what's your rationale behind getting the guys to hang the art?
So Cassie's gone on maternity leave, so it's just Janessa and I. With a decrease in business because of the viral stuff that's going on around the world, the team have all dropped a day a week, so everyone's down to 4 days. So Janessa's on day off today. I'm needing help. So everything's two-man that I've got here, pairs of art or pieces of art that need 2 D-rings to be hung, so that needs 2 people. So I'm doing everything else, the boys are hanging it, and that way we can go do 2 pack-ups together.
All right, done and dusted. Let's take a look at the end result.
Where are you off to, Ken? I'll pick up keys for a pack up in Tarragindi.
Yep.
Then back to the warehouse, then back out to another pack up in
Somewhere.
Oh,
have
unknown
fun.
location.
See ya. Back at the warehouse, I caught up with Phoebe about all things accessories. I asked a bunch of questions, so I hope you find this Styling with Accessories 101 helpful. Accessories 101. I just want to start with what's the difference between using accessories for styling and staging purposes versus in your own home?
It's all about helping to evoke an emotional response. When you walk into Snooze, a higher end bedding place to buy your beds, they have everything in the front window, same as Sheridan. It's all made up because it's all made to look pretty. That's why you fall in love with, especially Sheridan Pillow Talk Adares. You're not gonna fall in love with something that's just old and tattered. It looks beautiful, new, fresh, and it just helps to really frame it. With living in a home, I have 3 kids. I have no accessories in my house. It really depends on where you are in life, obviously, but I own 1 cushion and I have 0 accessories in my home.
Okay, where do you get your accessories from?
All right, so we now get them from wholesalers. And now available on our online store. But before that, I'd shop local. So giftware stores to get a lot of the more unique pieces. We do get a lot of pieces from Freedom when they're having their sales. It's particularly awesome. Adares have also some really cool pieces. Pillow Talk, not as good for their accessories. And one that I found out recently, Maya have actually awesome, and they're really well priced. So most department stores, we don't get them from Target or Kmart. definitely not big, actually I don't even know if we own much from Big W, but from Target and Kmart we own lots of kitchen accessories, so glasses and wine glasses and all that sort of stuff that is a feature piece. We tend to go to different higher end stores.
And what do you look for when you're buying accessories? Individual pieces that look nice, or pieces that go well together as a set?
To start off with, I was buying colour coordinating accessories depending on which house we were doing, and the colour would be based on what was already in the home that the client had, or what artwork we were using and cushions I had the most of to tie it all together, so I had to buy the least number of accessories. Now I buy things that I like within a price range. So for example, our really big vases, they're max, I won't spend more than $50 on a big vase. The smaller trinket vases, max $30, as well as all the, actually I did spend $50 on a trinket horse once, and then a mirror fell off the wall and it smashed. But that's the most I've ever spent on an accessory.
In general, how many items in each arrangement?
Try to cluster in odd numbers. So a nice big vase, I haven't got something here to show you, although you'll be able to find something. A nice big vase, a medium height vase, and then like a trinket of some sort of note, like a little rhino, a little coffee table book with some coffee coasters, or and then some greenery, always greenery, so, or flowers, but always cluster in odd numbers.
Should an arrangement in a dining room be different to a study, and also compared to say an outdoor arrangement? And should there be flow through and consistency throughout this styling?
Definitely. So we find that, well, what we do is in all the living spaces, the dining space to outdoor, we've got a same sort of colour coordinating theme going all the way throughout. The end result is higher. It's a nicer feeling to go through and just know that you're in the same space. Videography looks smoother. The whole process is smoother if we go for a coordinating colour throughout the entire property, or a coordinating vibe, so like tribal, for example. So we're not going to do tribal in the formal living room, only to just switch out to go coastal in the rumpus room. So it's the same sort of colour and feel, or the vibe, throughout the entire home, and that goes to the accessories. So if we start using blue accessories, it's blue accessories throughout. It really depends on the room size as to what we're using. So if we've got a nice tall, like a nice big room, nice formal dining, we're going to use something that has some height, so there's lots of fern fronds or some nice big florals, and then we tend to use candle holders or a little arrangement, something a bit more casual, something that everyone has in their home, so plates and bowls with a serviette, and then like some salad servers. If we have a low hanging pendant, then that changes up what we put on a dining table. We have to go for something lower because you can't obviously have your green touching your pendant. If you've got a smaller, if you've got like a gable, so the roofs that go up to a nice pitch inside, you go for something taller compared to when you've got a smaller unit. So it really, what goes on the table or in a study nook on a bench, it's less to do with the furniture, more to do with the room.
Whereabouts should you be placing accessories?
We think about the shots that we're going to have that go into realestate.com. So there's always going to be photography of the main bathroom, generally always in the ensuite. The master bedroom, it really depends on the size of your bedside tables. We did ones today where pretty much the lamps were sufficient for the bedside tables, but if you have nice big master bedside tables, definitely some greenery or some florals on there. If you have a console table, a hall table, some nice greenery on there as well, coming through to all of the coffee tables. Side tables, not so much, depends on really what the function of them is. We always have something on our bench tops in the kitchen. You'll find that good real estate photographers will take a lifestyle shot with all of the accessories that we put on, so that's why we go for the vibrant San Pellegrinos. That's why we go for little cups that have lemons in them, because they make a beautiful shot of the combined dining family space in the background with the styling in the foreground. Definitely always something on the outdoor styling for the same reason. And then sometimes laundry, really depends on the space, any sort of shelves and nooks and crannies, but try not to go overboard. If you've got bookshelves, don't put something on absolutely like every available space. Try to cluster them in odd numbers, but they put them on different sides of the shelves and then miss a shelf. First impressions is what we based everything off. So when we walk into a room, you want to be able to see your accessories, but you also don't want them to be overlapping each other. For example, in the kitchen, if I'm going to walk in, I don't want my dining table to be blocking the accessories. I then have my bench and then the accessories that are then in front of my cooktop. So just be mindful of your first impression. That needs to be the best angle. It needs that needs to be where your florals are angled their best to. That's where you need to have your arrangement. If it's got different heights, it needs to be, all the heights need to be visible from that very first entrance. Your cushions need to be facing the entrance. Never have the backs of the chairs facing the entrance. And yeah.
And actually, really, the last question is, what's going on up here? It's chaos.
We've got, I think we have 50 something houses out a couple of weeks ago, and now we're down to 30, and then by the end of next week we're going to be down to 14 houses out.
Where's it all going to go?
I don't know. We're already out of room.
Hey Phoebe.
Yeah.
What's on today?
We got pack up and an install today, Cody.
Pack up and an install. Where's the install?
Just around the corner, 12 minutes away, Runcorn.
Okay, cool.
So, nice little renovated house.
What are you doing up here? A bit of sorting, cleaning?
Trying to. It's looking better. But look at all that linen.
It's a lot of
On the
linen.
outside, when everything turns around, we'll be set.
As Phoebe alluded to there, we had an install in Runcorn, so let's go take a look.
We're in Runcorn. 8 minutes from the warehouse, actually.
Nice and close.
Yeah, nicely renovated little 4-bedroom home. This is actually an agent we've done lots of work for. It's one of her properties that they've done up and they're selling. So we're actually using some of the pieces that we've gone and picked up some beds and a sofa from her home to try and bring the budget down for her, and I reckon it's going to come up a treat.
Thursday, that's today, I'm recording right now. The team's at the second pack-up. That we had 2 pack-ups and an install. The install was right in the middle of the city, right there on the river, 33rd floor, crazy views. So we're going to take a look at the install and we're going to finish the episode there. So thanks for watching and we'll see you next week. Holy dooly. I'm feeling a bit queasy up here. We are 33 floors up in the city. I'm actually shaking a little bit. I didn't think I'm as bad with heights. Russ, what do you think of that view? Did you live here, or is you not too good with heights?
I'm fine with heights, mate.
Are you?
Yeah. Not a bad view.
Gina, say how are you with heights?
I'm okay, I just don't like to look directly down.
So not good.
And Cam?
I'm fine, it doesn't bother me.
Doesn't bother you?
No.
Cam wants to hang off the balcony. Don't put too much weight on that. Finished up, finally. Had a bit of a hiccup, but all done. I did a little walkthrough video which will be on Foxy TV. Hopefully I'll get that out later today. It's looking very nice. Crazy views here. Awesome. Good job. And the master bedroom. It's really nice. Not bad views outside. Master bedroom.